Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kyusho here, and now, before we do get started, let me give a brief little review. In the last part, we had a number of events happen. Now, Deku, Bakugo, and Ochako, the heroes, they were trying to protect York whenever it was ambushed by a massive force of monsters. Now, Izuku, he was put in a bit of a bad situation. He had to fight a Hellfire Dragon and then an ancient Earthquake Dragon. Now, this creature, it was rather strange to Deku. After he managed to use Force Magic and punch a hole through the Hellfire Dragon, he learned a few more things about it and realized that something was wrong with the other dragon. And that meant something weird was going on. Now, after Deku was able to fight it, he was able to kill it. He then got another cosmetic upgrade as well as 3 dragon shards from killing an ancient dragon. Now, in total Deku, he had 5, and he then selected a new magic skill to use. Now, he ran back into Zagul, and Ochako, while she was trying to deal with the blob of annihilation, she was able to freeze it. Zagul attacked her, and Izuku came to her aid. When he saw the man, he knew he had to step in. And the man, he was quite alarmed to see Deku again. The last time he saw him, he was like a squire. He was young, he seemed to have that gleam in his eye of heroism. He was barefaced, and he was strong. Sure. But now, fact of the matter was, he punched the goal through a building. He broke his neck and probably a lot of other things in his body. He sent him flying through 2 of the creatures attacking the city, both very strong. And he got back up quite alarmed considering the fact that he didn't know what the fuck just hit him. But when he saw it was Izuku, Deku only had one thing on his mind: the Paladin. The man who killed his friends. The man who killed his loved ones. And where he was. Deku, yeah, he didn't get much of an answer until that man appeared with 2 other members of his team. And he learned one thing during their battle. It was brief and quick. Even at his newfound level of power, there is still a massive gap. Had he wanted them dead 2 years ago, he would have killed them. He would have annihilated them completely. But he didn't. Why is that? Why the hell is he still alive? And that thought, it ended whenever he returned back to the material plane and left that man on another. So, Izuku then found himself with Pierce and Theodore. And whenever someone tried to challenge him to gain one of his magics with challenge magic, a new heard of forbidden art to Deku, he accepted their challenge. And then he murdered them after he won and cut their head off with his hand. And he wanted the succubus to ask her he wanted the succubus that was with that person to answer one question. Who exactly is the Paladin? And that question Deku finally had answered. The succubus, she was hesitant to speak of it. Though Izuku, he learned it. He got a name, and he has a face. And right now, his expression does get somewhat sour, as he does stare at the woman who does still look horrified, turning to her friend and looking down at his remains. And Deku does bring his hand up, turning, and an orange orb does begin to glow from his hand. Him thinking about it. Destroy it? He's a monster. No quarry to his enemies. Is that really the type of hero he wants to become? He killed the man already. Him looking down and watching as something does get to float up from him before it does get to disperse. And this does confuse him. As Theodore does get to finally climb to his feet, along with Pierce, the woman who was a former Warforged, and now does get to find herself with most of her body back in place. Still quite alarmed that all her parts are now original. And she does talk about it. Right, so now where are they heading to? Well, this area of the city is clear. What about the monsters? Do you guys take out many? No, we didn't get too many. There's a lot of them. I got 3 of the dragons. He got 2 of them, and then there's that fucking creature on the other side of town. Yeah. Then there's those behemoths. Other than that, we're not sure. Is there a lich in town? I think I saw some zombies. I'm not sure. Deku turning his head, hearing a noise and going to disappear from view. And the two, they do both get to stand there. As right now we cut to someone else's perspective. They were running down the hall. Right now, they've got to get out of here. And when they do go to close the door, slamming it behind them, they do a turn. They're rolling out of the way and going to bring their hand up. And when the zombie dragon does a crash through the wall, it does go to slide, turning and going to bare its teeth. As the person does a turn and tell the others to run, them turning back and bringing up their hands, trying to cast a magic barrier. And the dragon does going to stumble forwards towards them. Before it does going to open its maw and roar out, getting ready to blast fire as Deku does come in, him striking with a right hook and going to blow its head apart. And when he does do so, its body does going to be sent flying, right at the person staring on. As Deku, he does float in the air for a second. His arm extended. And right now he does go to land. Before he has a turn and talk about it. They're safe. What's going on? Are there any more creatures? Huh? You. Listen, hey. Him stepping forwards and talking about it. Take a breath, kid. It's alright. Thank you. Thank you so much. Him turning to look behind the kid. And there are a few other people. A woman and 2 other small children. And he does a turn looking back at the house. Before he does a look up, trying to think about what to do. Stay here. No, please. Please don't. They'll find you. The other creatures, they're everywhere. Listen, you're gonna be fine now. Why? What makes you say that? Because I'm here. I'm the hero Izuku. Just trust me. Him going to spread his wings, going to flap into the air. And the person is still going to look on in awe. Alarmed by that. The guy punched a dragon and killed it in one shot. It was an undead creature. And Deku, whenever he does get into the air, he does look around, not seeing very many things going on. Okay. Good. He can figure this all out. The town's still a bit messed up. There's fires over there. There's too much ice over there. There's one of the behemoths over there. Him watching him be struck down. And he does think, okay, never mind. Apparently that's been taken care of. Okay, the dragons might have been dealt with. one of the other creatures. Is that what the kid said? Shit. He's running too low on mana. Him checking his reserves. When he doesn't find himself back down at 20%, he does try to think about what to do about that. Okay. He's out of mana and his magical essence is at 10. That's way more potent, so 30-40% of mana? Shit. Okay. That potion didn't seem to restore it. Maybe it takes longer? Okay. He'll need some magic potion. Before he doesn't open his inventory. And he does begin to start looking around. And that is where Deku, he does find at least one potion. Before his eyes do to hover over one of the horns he does carry. And this, it is where Deku, he does to pull out one of them. Right now him looking at it and reading the description for pulling out the other. This one is intricately carved. You can tell. The runes on it do glow with power, and the other one in his hand, it glows with a divine radiance. They can feel essence in it. It's not even that, but this one's carved from a dragon bone, where the other one, it's carved as something different. And he does it to fly back down, putting Aurora's horn on his waist. And when he doesn't see the kid, he doesn't hand him the other horn, telling him, okay, this one is quite simple. If he does blow his horn, something will come to save them. What? This horn is a battle horn, okay? It'll summon a spirit of a giant elk. It will come save you, but, and listen to me on this, you can only blow this horn 5 times a day. I don't understand. What are you saying? Listen, kid. You're a magical practitioner, right? It takes years for people like that to get to that type of power, to face one of those things. The city is still dangerous. Currently, someone going to walk up. He does it a turn. Theodore and Pierce both going to stand there. And Deku's face does somewhat look a little guilty, looking back away in towards the kid. We have to go. Right now, you need to stay safe, and this horn will help you. It may distract some things, it may harm some things. Don't rely on it to attack. Run if you do need to, and use this as a distraction. The moment something looks at you after you blow it, it will know where you are. So run like hell, okay? I understand. Are you gonna try and protect everyone? Yeah. Listen, be brave. If not for yourself, for them. They're relying on you. And the kid, he does a glare into Deku's eyes. They're dangerous. They're full of, well, they're, yes, him nodding his head, understanding. York was supposed to be a place to see a tournament, not become attacked and underseized by monsters. And right now, he does have his own concerns. The kid turning back to his mother and running over, holding up the horn and trying to explain to her what they've got to do. And Theodore does the walk over, bringing his hand up and putting it on Deku's shoulder, asking him if he's alright, if he's snapped out of it. Him shrugging off Theodore's arm, talking about it. He's fine. Listen, there's a lot they've got to talk about later. Least of all right now, they've got to clear the city. The blob might be down, but does he know how to kill one of those things? I don't. Right. Deku raising a hand. And he does go to manifest his crystal and go to call Bakugo and Ochako. And Ochako, she does the answer on her end. Right now, her pulling one of her daggers out of a Demigorgon's skull and going to flick the blood off of it. She's a little busy. What? Hey, where are you? Where's Bakugo? Um, I don't know, and I'm a little busy. Her trying to look at some of the other people on the battlefield. Guards are dead, but other competitors have been trying to take on the threat. And she does a turn to Kavila, nodding her head as the woman does a nod her own. Turning, and going to begin to run down the alleyway to try and find anything else that could be hidden inside the city. And Deku does talk about it, seeing her gesture off screen and go to do something. Where's a talk about it? He got the dragons, and right now he's pretty sure there's that one left at the Colosseum. You killed them? Yeah, wasn't easy. Listen, if you have any more magical potions, I need some. I'm drained. I can help you out. Stamina wise? Yeah, that's what I thought. Listen, I know a magic spell that can help you out. But what happened to Zagul? What? Zagul. What happened to him? He ran. After your display, he thought I was the same way. I think he thought he caught me off guard. But he didn't. How did he survive? He heals quickly. I can try and talk to it more about... shit. Are you okay? No, that guy, he got into my head, and it's not good. They go looking back up, and she does get a nod, talking about it. They can try and find Bakugo. But after all this is said and done, they've got to have a serious chat. And Ochako does get a nod, closing her crystal as she's a turn, beginning to tell people about what to do. Okay, she needs people to start clearing out civilians, try and make sure people have gotten out of here alive, and if they can, form up. If these things can get all of them, then they can swarm. If there's more than one, break down into groups, and magic casters need to stay back. Don't get too close. And people do begin to listen to her commands, as some of the other competitors do begin to try and form up and follow Ochako. Since she is running headfirst into danger, then they're not going to stop her. Though they are not going to waste this opportunity. And Deku, he does got to get to the arena. Right now, him going to look down and see the dragon that does still sit there. And where he is at land, he doesn't see an unfamiliar creature. Right now, Indra and Diso both staying there with Bakugo, King Drutha, and the champion. And he does get a land as Indra does turn her head looking at him. And right now her eyes go a little wide before she does comment on it. Oh, where the hell has he been? Shaking her head and looking back. It's a whole thing. So, what are we dealing with here? I don't know. It's keeping its distance, but it's wearing us down. Him glaring at it. Before there is with a dragon, it does express. Well now, this is a surprise. He returned? Alone? He does a turn, looking up at the dragon and talking about it. Yeah, he did. So what? Well, I'm just impressed. You beat both of them. And not too far off. Impressive. You even managed to survive the paladin. Though, dealing with him is not that impressive. The second in command can only go so far. Second in command? The paladin's the second? Yes. Well, I'm saying that I did some pretty good damage, though. They go grinning and talking about it. he got at least a bloody nose out of it. Though, going to grab his own Tanto, he also managed to get some blood from it. Him going to look down for a second and feel something off with his blade. Shit, did the guy curse it or crack it? Okay, he'll have to manage with swords and the Nodachi. Going to pull his two swords and talk about it. So what's the plan here? He's not exactly brimming with mana. Ochako going to land down talking about it. Okay, what the fuck is that thing? Don't know, it's resting. Also, dragon over there. You don't understand. What don't I understand? The dragon is Davrum. She is a powerful entity. Diso? Yes. Now is not the time for monologue. If you know something, share it with the rest of the class. She's a god. Really? Now that's something funny. You find this amusing, mortal? Mortal, really? I'd say I find it amusing. Trust me. Him looking back at this creature, and he does try to think about what exactly to do. No mana, and only his weapons. One is possibly damaged, and the sword and the recoil on his body, no. Force magic? No, he's still on a timer with that. His empowerment skill is... Shit, how much time is left on that? Him checking it. He doesn't have much. Though he does have an idea. Him gonna look down and try to ask his advisor ability about the creature in front of him. And he does a turn. Seeing that the dots, whenever he has to evaluate it, don't show a question mark. And its level, it is high. 350. About as strong as that dragon he fought. Though he doesn't watch that level shoot up by 5 additional points. And he does a stare at its stats. They're getting higher. No, that can't be. Dread figure. Warning. Beast has adaptive capabilities and is a resident of the Underdark. Best precaution. Kill with extreme prejudice. Deku hearing those words, and he does a turn. Before, he does try to think about it himself. Okay, he's on a timer. A super adaptive monster as strong as an ancient dragon and getting stronger by the second. No. It's healing in front of him. That's what it's doing. It's adapting as it heals. And he does a turn, looking back at Davrum as he does go to bring up his hand and grab the horn. This was a gift from a god, and right now he does hope it works. Bring it up and blowing the horn. And right now, everybody, they do to hear this echo throughout the city. The massive sound that does it carry. And the creature, it does turn its aggression directly towards Deku, staring him down as he does go to look at the creature. And it does get a fall silent. For the creature, it's surrounded by a magic sigil. And then it does go to take a massive strike that is to blind everyone momentarily. And Deku, he does a recoil backwards from the force. Though, he is told about the event ending. And right now he does go to open his eyes and stare on. As the creature's head does go rolling across the arena, and it does go to be enveloped in a strange light. It being ripped apart and being turned to ash. And that is where he does go to turn and look at the rest of the body, not seeing the other pieces, watching them be pulled apart by this mysterious light. And he is told, judgment has been used, and judgment has been passed. Creature eliminated. He doesn't look down at that, staring at the horn in his hand as the dragon, it does gonna stare on at Deku. And right now he does gonna put the horn in his inventory as he does a leap backwards. Him predicting the next movements he does a see, which were a massive gout of flame General Riot striking from his location. And when he does land, he does hold up the horn, yelling to the dragon that he'll cast it again. Right now, retreat. Leave this city and go. And she does glare at Deku. Before, she does a scowl at him. And those eyes, he can tell, are the eyes of fury. Right now, him raising it up and going to go to bring it closer to his mouth. Talking about it. Aurora! Target everyone in the city. Everyone who's an enemy. If that's what this horn does, please, listen to him. Many lives are at stake. And he does stare down at the dragon. People watching on as they do begin to step in front of Deku, ready to defend him and give him the time he does need. Indra at his side, Diso on his flank, ready to stop it from getting behind him. The champion and Drutha ready and waiting. And the dragon, it does raise itself up and begin to flap its wings. Before someone, they do go to appear. Deku looking up and glaring at the man who he despises. And that man, he does look directly at Deku, bringing his hand up to his lips and going to make a shushing motion, as if not to say a word. And the two, they do then going to disappear. And after that is going to happen, Deku, he has a stagger backwards, him crashing to the ground and trying to catch his breath. Talking about it. Okay. Okay, good. Are they safe? We're fine. Though what about the other creatures? Go. Not many are left in the city. I need a minute to catch my breath. My ability's about to expire. Him going to turn. And when Indra is bend down, she's going to ask him if that's what that thing did. Yeah, it seems like it. Though, just, are you alright? I'm fine. I was alright. It's okay. Are you? Bakugo walking over, bending down and asking him exactly if he really thought doing something that stupid was a good idea. It kept us alive. The guy was here. I know. Stay here. Him looking at Deku. Before he does go to express. Right now he can see about doing something. Just don't make any rash movements. Alright? Before he's up, bring a hand down and go to hand Deku a potion. It manifesting in his hand and talking about it. They've got to go check out the rest of the city. Stay here. And don't die. Can't promise anything. Him gonna fly into the air and away, as Ochako does get to leave herself. And the king, he does it follow. Right now him just sitting there in the arena trying to gain his bearing, going over the information that was given to him. And when the other creatures are cleared out, people, they do begin to try to regather. The king trying to talk to his forces about what's happening. But someone, they do get a report on the blob of annihilation. Since the creature, it is beginning to break free of its frost bindings. And Deku, he does go to jump to his feet and immediately go to planeswalk away. Him jumping back a few minutes later and telling the king, he put it in another dimension. Right now it shouldn't be a problem. Though, whenever they can, him and the other heroes can handle it. And the man does turn looking at Deku, trying to think about what he just said for a second, before going to nod, processing it and taking it as a fact, before he said talk about it. Now, they need to get things prepared. He wants his war party on standby. People need to begin rebuilding the city. He may call upon allies and see what he can do. And so, he does even bring up that his father, if he does get in contact with him, will provide aid to help. And Drutha does get a nod, not willing to overlook this kindness, though he is also still worried about what people have gone through today. One of those creatures could have been a problem, but the idea that Davrum, a living draconic god, was in this city and could have killed all of them, it's got him unnerved in a way he doesn't like. And after he does make the announcement, he does it to tell people, for now the tournament has been cancelled. At a later date, they will rehold the final battle. Ochako versus Deku. And that battle, he does believe it will be a spectacular one. For right now, however, they have more pressing matters. And the heroes, they do understand. Deku, when he's able to get back onto his feet and his mana has begun to start regenerating sufficiently, he has to offer healing to people who are injured. And Baku no Ochako, they did start to try and use what they could to help people out. And there was 3 days later. The attack, it has been bad. Though, people are starting to begin rebuilding their livelihoods from what they can find. And Deku, he is still a bit tired from that ability he used. I mean, taking his skill up to level 6, it definitely did a lot to him. His physicality and the cosmetic changes he's gained. And right now, the group, they do go to leave. And we do cut to Atrig's lair, where Deku, he does a pop-in. Atrig going to turn his head and watch a few people walk in. Right now, him going to turn to Besla and talk about it. He said that they would be back. Father? Yes, Indra. Him pausing, his eyes falling on the golden scales of Diso. And his eyes do just scan him for a second, before they do go to glare at him, before they do somewhat unglare, relaxing and express. He sees. So there are more. He was quite interested in reaching out, but who exactly is your father? He is Ember, sir. Atrig. I see. Quite fascinating. And it looks like you aren't the only one who's been busy, Atrig. Anyways, Theodore's stepping into the room, as so does Ochako and Bakugo. And Theodore, he does a turn. Ochako and Bakugo still surprised that this cave in a mountain is so nice looking. I mean, they knew that Indra was half something, elf or human, but the idea that they aren't living in a cave is alarming. I mean, they live in a hole in the wall, but this is definitely the nicest cave they've ever seen. And Izuku, he has to walk over, Theodore joining him as he has to ask him, bringing a hand on his shoulder and telling him, right now, they should chat. I know. You do? I do. Listen, I'm gonna make room for our guest. We'll sit down and have a chat, Theodore. It's a lot. It is. Your bloodlust was a little too far out there. And it was justified. Justified? Theodore, You don't. You understand. After what happened to me, that man took everything from me. He. You. I what? You're not gonna like what I have to say. Him grabbing some of the spare cups and walking over with a tray. Before he says set down a second teapot and go to bring a hand up. Before he does go to infuse one into the pot, and it does begin to heat the water inside. The Deku talking about it, dropping some leaves into it. And everyone, they do begin to sit down. Atrig turning his head and looking directly at Deku, talking about it. He does see that something nice has happened to him. Deku turning, and his eyes, they are still black. However, the orange of them does catch him by surprise, especially considering the fact that they are dragon eyes, and that he has this one smile at, along the fact that horns have begun to protrude from his head. They're taller now than his hair, and they can't be too hidden, not well at least. It takes a little bit more effort than he'd like to admit. And Intrigue does stare at them, since they do still look fresh, but they will soon change in color and harden with time. Talking about it. Well, now, it seems something happened in the last couple of days that has caught his interest. It has. York was under attack. We fought, and we managed to get out of there alive. I put a blob of annihilation in another dimension. I fought 2 more dragons and one was at ancient status. Was it now? Vesla turning. Bring a hand up and expressing. And what would it be that he fought? How powerful was it? Was it stronger than her? I want to say it was about as strong as you. But, Atrig, do you think it was my strength? I don't know. Now, if you just shut up and listen to me, this will be a lot easier. Him glaring at Deku. Before he does a pull his Tanto up from his belt and pull the blade free. And the man does think Deku is trying to threaten him. Though when he does go to grab the note stuck to the blade, he does go to roll the scroll over and talk about it. He found that when he tried to inspect his weapon. And it's got his name on it. What could possibly be so important that I... Him glaring at it. Before he does it undo the binding raveled around it. And he does a stare at it. Before he does go to run his fingers along it. This, he knows what, but these are him turning. Before he has to set that down on the table and go to unravel the scroll. And he does get to read it before his brow does get a furrow into anger. Turning to glare at Deku. Is this correct, Sir Atrig? Theodore, this is vile. This is not possible. Theodore, I need you to listen to me when I say this. Your mentor, Usin Druso. Him and the Paladin are the same person. What? You're trying to besmirch the name of my mentor? That succubus bitch could have claimed a number of things, Izuku. I trained you to be smart. And him holding up his hand. As there is where his eyes do snap back to Atrig. And even Indra's quite surprised. Growing up, she heard stories about the man they're speaking about. She'd met Theodore before, but she never met that man. I mean, it's something else. And there is where Atrig does get somewhat light this paper ablaze. And whenever it does fade away into ash, he does go to snap his fingers, the ash flying towards Theodore, and he does talk about it. This is vile. It is macabre mockery of Druso. Was what it said true? Did you read it? I looked at it. I didn't peek too far, but what did it say? It was enough. Enough to confirm that my friend did not die in battle. He's alive and he is working for the Demon Lord. Him is going to jump to his feet, crushing the cup in his hand, talking about how he is going to take a flight. Do not follow him. Turning and making his way over to the door, his wings unfurling as he does a fly into the air and a massive roar can be heard. And Theodore does it a jump up. Vesla turning to him and talking about it, getting up to her feet and expressing to him, maybe not follow him. He is not in a good state of mind. He's talked about that man before to her, but from what she does know, he's human and a lot stronger than us. What do you mean? I fought him. If he wanted us dead, he could have killed us. With as strong as I am now, even after gaining 2 more levels in my dragon power, I couldn't kill him. I barely bloodied his nose and... shit. He scratched up my armor real good. That's all I got off of him. He's so much more powerful, and I think this is how. Deku holding up a challenge mark, talking about it. He doesn't know much about what this does, but this symbol on his hand, he got a crash course. If he challenges one of them to a duel and he activates this, then he can take one of their magic types. That's how he thinks it works. I see. Well, are you going to try and activate that on one of us now? No. It's a forbidden magic type. I don't want to use it, but I want to say that this is how we beat the Demon Lord. What? It's like a Geass Bakugo, but on a battlefield. You write terms of how you'll duel and you fight there. Fight that way. If he agrees to take all of us on in combat, we could stand a chance. Or we could die. Indra expressing. If he could barely bite this... If he could barely fight this second, then what does he expect to do with a gap in between the second and the first guy? They gotta beat him first, then fight him. I know, but I don't understand. Druso's alive. But why would he turn on... I need to go myself. Theodore standing. And where he has a manifest 4 wings on his back, Deku can understand. He just learned that the man who raised him is alive. And he's the man that Deku's vendetta is so aggressive towards. And it does almost sicken Deku in a way. Theodore's taught him so many things over the last year. The first year of his own training was based on Theodore's regiment. But Theodore had to get it from somewhere. And the man who trained him basically might as well have trained Deku. His own techniques, his own regiment, his own ways of fighting. Deku might be using them. And that very idea does give more fury to Deku's fire. He feels angry. And right now, he doesn't know how to cope with that idea. And he does sit there silently fuming at that thought before he's told to calm down. Indra grabbing him by the arm and telling him, he'll be fine. Take a breath. Calm down. He was there. I know. But you're not the only one affected by this. I know. He spared me because he knew my father. Deku turning and seeing the way Indra's expression does shift in a bit of horror. The idea that her father and that man were friends, and that's the reason she's alive, feels insulting, feels degrading in a way. She doesn't like that. Her father's reputation saved her once again. And it does anger her. Before Baku and Ochako do try to talk about it, they're going to talk about the next steps moving forwards, though. Yeah, we do. Should we talk to my mentor? What do you mean? Arcano might have a better understanding. He's a primordial. You're... Wait, an elemental? Not exactly. I mean, he's not an elemental per se, but he is. It's hard to explain. Her bringing her hand up, talking about how they can go talk to him. She found him shortly after she was going through her own thing with her technique, and he felt drawn to it. I see. Are you sure we should trust a primordial? Ochako turned to Diso. My friend, I think we might have to. We could trust my father. What knowledge does Atric have here? He has much. Though, I don't think he'll appreciate us going through his library. I can talk to my father. Are you sure? Yes, I can. Listen, me and Diso are going to fall behind of all of you. Let's get out of the way right now. If that's the case, I need to know where I stand, and he needs to know where he stands too. Okay? Diso, join me real quick? We'll find some books. We share an elemental type, and I am curious to ask questions about that other thing you talked about doing. Ah, the other magic. Yeah, that one. How you just... Her getting to her feet. And Deku does begin to pour tea. Him talking about how they've got a lot to discuss. You're damn right we do. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Yeah, we were. If we're going to go through that planeswalker thing, that ritual you were talking about, we need to do it now. I know. Izuku, I'm skeptical about all of this. You know that. But after what I saw today, after what I've heard today, and what we saw back in York, do you think we even have a chance? I don't know. You see, I don't like you just saying that. You're stronger than both of us. I know. And that's where you're concerned, isn't it? It's where we're both concerned. If you're getting your ass kicked, what are we supposed to do? Plus, there's your other skill. You didn't use it on either of us, and we still lost. We didn't fight. I would have lost. Let's not be unreasonable there. I know. We need to do that first. We can go talk to Zardith and see what we can do. He'll understand if I bring up what happened. And that's another thing. If we can get them in range of the horn, then they already know about it. You don't think they'll have precautions against it? They might. They might. We're gonna have to do our own serious training then. I can try and find the plan I sent the Blob of Annihilation to. Once we undergo Zardish training, then we'll head there for our own serious training. You guys will go under his technique and you'll endure it. No matter the pain, no matter how much it hurts, and no matter how much you think you're gonna die. Okay? I see. Good. Now, we can get that started and done. Afterwards, I need a minute myself. Them nodding. And Izuku, he does go to head out. Right now, trying to think about what to say, what to even do. A man he's heard so much about before is the man he's facing. He's practically a god. What the fuck was that technique with the giant hand? He's never seen anything like that before. And then this challenge magic? I mean, this stupid symbol in his hand. How is he supposed to deal with that? Challenge everything he fights? He already had an idea to go mainly after dragons, but he'd have to fight a ton to just fuck. That's another problem. And right now he does want to flip into the air. Him going to be in spinning as he does go to think. And Ochako, she says someone step outside, seeing what Deku is doing as he does float upside down. Right now, him with a ball of fire that does not surround him. And he does go to open his eyes. The ball of fire breaking up into 8 and then 16. Before it does begin to try and spin around Izuku, keeping up its momentum and trying not to slow. Before Deku does go to flip himself back over, landing on his feet and talking about it. Oh, what does she want? Oh, what are you doing? A meditation doesn't work for me the same way you think. The more stress my mind's under, the better I do. I don't necessarily need that anymore, but I find it does help with my psionic abilities. You said that you had psionics before. I think you mentioned it. I probably did. Why? I'm trying to figure out the best thing for my skill set. We need power. And if we're going to undergo our own training, then do you think going to the Underdark would be the best idea? I don't know. We can try and check out other planes. See what type of monsters we can find for you guys. I won't exactly benefit because it'll take me longer to level up. But if we can, I'll try to help you guys out. Thanks. It's no issue. Ochako walking over, bring her hand up and clasping Deku by his wrist, talking about it. She's thankful for that. But how does he do it? What do you mean? Do that. Brush it off. How do you keep fighting? Do you rest? I mean, I don't mean to sound like an ass, but after what happened to us, how do you do it? How do you keep going? Because I have to. Do you? There are moments where her turning, making sure that Bakugo isn't listening. There are moments where I think about giving up, where I think it's too much. But then I look at you and you're not even fazed. I am. Then how do you do it? I don't know. I can't stop fighting. It's not even that. I know the answer to this question now that you say it like that. Ochako, I'm angry at a lot of things. You don't even begin to understand the things I've witnessed. His grip slightly increasing a bit on her wrist, and she does look down at that and not pull away. Talking about it. What has he seen? I've seen a lot. If I stop, then they win. I won't let them win. I'm going to fight and fight until it's over. And then what? Then I'll try to help where I can. And what if you can't help everywhere? I'll do what I can. And when you're done with that, what if you solved every problem on the plane? The next one, the next one, the next one? Is there ever rest for you? Ochako, I'm full of rage. If I stop, I'm going to get angry and I'm going to let them win. You don't get it. If I really wanted to, I could do what I think. Do what those thoughts in my head still whisper to me. Let the darkness win. What do you mean? I could kill you. What? I could kill Bakugo. I can kill every living person on the plane. Head to the next one, the next one, the next one. I can follow that insanity. It's not there anymore, but sometimes I think I feel it. I hear it, it doesn't have a voice anymore. You don't understand what it was like for what I went through. That curse fucked me up. I'm not the same person I was. I'm trying to be, but I'm not. Him letting her arm go and going to express, turning his back towards her. He'd like to believe good people still exist. It's something that he does want to believe. That's the last thing he thought. Before losing Pyra, before losing Oliver, before everything happened, he just remembers believing in that at some point. But now he has to tell himself that. He doesn't know if he really does anymore. Turning his head and telling her, he's going to go back to meditating now. She can join him or leave. But remember that good people still exist. They're worth fighting for. And she doesn't understand. Right now, her going to leave Deku to his peace. And the thoughts he shared with her, they disturb her. Though, the idea that he's still trying to be himself, it does give a little encouragement. The words were rough, but they were comforting in a way. And it is oddly comforting. And there is later, where Indra, she has come walking outside with a book in hand. Her staring at Deku as crystals of ice and a strange orb is floating in front of him, as there also is white hot flames. And he doesn't sit there, focusing as they are all spinning in a circle. And she does express, is he Give me a minute. Before the ball of force does disappear, and he does go to demanifest the other objects. Before he decides to turn and talk about it. What's up? He's just trying to gather his thoughts. I found something, and it's certainly interesting. Her going to walk over quickly and set down the book, talking about it. Okay, look at this. Deku looking down and noticing it's written in Draconic. And it's a book about mana. And he does go to watch her, go to express, point to a picture about how these are all the circuits in a body that do flow with power. Magic. And she found, going to somewhat flip through the book again, that this passage here talks about cultivation. It talks about meditation. But there's something else. There's other ways to help people out. Other ways to cultivate essence. Flipping towards another page. And Deku does see a person standing there. Right now the book showing multiple methods that could be used. But they do have one commonality. It's an art between two people. And he does start to read the passage. Before he does look up at Indra, and she does go to express. She found this in the part of her father's studies that are more personal. Does he know you have this? He has yet to return. I tried to contact him, but he's still not here. I'm worried about him. He's never been like that. I get it. But why is it so important that this art's formed between two people? Well, dragons perform this art with their mate. I see. And you wanted to perform this art? Yes. Yes, I did. It can be rather intimate. It may not seem like it, but him going to pick up the book, it floating in front of him as he's going to somewhat flip through the page, seeing that this can be simple. Dual meditation, dancing, training in a way, but that's different. Okay, but there's also... I see. I can see now why this is rather difficult. You have to maintain concentration. But there is one slight problem. Your essence is low, and mine's high. But that can be remedied. It's going to take a little bit of adapting. Right. Him turning, giving the book back to her and talking about it. They can perform this, but maybe they need to talk to his friends first. Right. We can get them started on that, and we can start on this. But are you sure you want them to go through that? And they'll die. I mean, if they don't, then how do you know it will work on them? I don't. And that's the issue. Okay, I get it. But still. Should we talk to the others? Theodore? I don't know. We can get that all sorted out, but we really need to take them to Zardeth. Her nodding, closing the book and holding it close to her chest. And she does have a faint glow of red on her face. And Deku, he does get a turn, bringing his hands up and wrapping them around her back, talking about it. Oh, come on. Don't get shy on him now. Besides, they've done something a little bit more than that book does talk about. Harboring her hand up, and somewhat slapping his chest with a clear of her throat. And the two do both get a turn. As, right now, Theodore, he does just stand there, along with a golden dragon and Atrig. And Atrig does express, well now. He's not happy about what he just heard. Does he care to repeat that? And Izuku, he does a turn, telling him. He would, but he kind of doesn't think he wants to hear it. Right now, they've got another issue. They gotta take the other hero somewhere else. And then they're gonna train. I'm coming with you. Deku looking at Theodore. There's a turn to the golden dragon, who does express. He is quite powerful. He was correct, Atrig. Of course I was. Now, are we going to put our little feud behind us? We can for now. Though I fear I should keep my daughters away from that one. You have daughters? Are they... Yes, they are, young one. Yes, they are. Right now, him going to turn, as one of them does go step forwards. And Indra, she is going to drop the book as Deku. He does a turn, catching it with a foot as he does a throw it backwards up and going to catch it in a hand. As she has to run over and try to talk to this other person who is half dragon. And he does go to stare at Atrig. As the man has a turn, expressing about how her and her newfound friend can chat. Though, he would like to have a chat with Izuku himself. Him manifesting wings and flying up into the sky, telling Izuku to follow him. And Deku, he has to fly up, watching Atrig take on his giant red form as Deku, he does go stare at the man, who does inform him to shift. And he does it to do so. His form increasing in size as Deku, he is going to find himself flying in the air. His wings emanating fire and glowing with a red radiance. As there is where his skin does look like his skin does look like the color of hot red stones. And Izuku, he does a turn to Atrig. The man flying into the distance, the two do need to have a bit more of a chat. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.